Sanji Judon Zoji Chonamala Chansha Pada Dona Gyalsanja Daga Janso Jibi Zona Yen Rula Basha Sanjin Rubayo Sanji Judon Zojin Chon Chansha Pada Dona Gyalsanja Daga Janso Jibi Zona Yen Rula Basha Sanjin Rubayo Sanji Judon Zojin Chonamala Chansha Pada Dona Daga Janso Jibi Zona Yen Rula Basha Sanjin Rubayo Simjan Damji Diwa Nan Divi Ye Nan Dhamma Gye Dunga Dan Dunga Ye Ye Charva Gye Dunga Mebe Diwa Dhamma Dhamma Drava Gye Yin Chadan Yidan Drave Danyo Jimbo Lani Gye Simjan Damji Diwa Nan Divi Ye Nan Dhamma Gye Dunga Dan Dunga Ye Ye Dan Drava Dunga Mebe Diwa Dhamma Dhamma Drava Gye Chadan Yidan Drave Danyo Jimbo Lani Gye Simjan Damji Diwa Dan Divi Ye Dan Dhamma Dunga Dan Dunga Ye Ye Dan Drava Gye Dunga Mebe Diwa Dhamma Dhamma Drava Gye Chadan Yidan Drave Danyo Jimbo Lani Gye Kanshi Zincho Rangyo Roro Lani Mandara Dana Jino Janda Daga Nore Oji Mba Sinza Sawa Nipi Lana Kanyan Da Kanshi Rana Parkira Shanrab Deyi Giri Kwanzumba Kanyam Teta Tamche Tava Tami Kuji Tabi Sonyen Shenanda Hya Hya Lana Nama Madama Je Omanda Jejun Lasa Chujin Chola Shiva Shiva Nama Sanji Songa Rabde Shanti Viji Wa Dada Shaki Tami Chujin Shenanda Hya Devi Yajayondana Chesavi Dikiba Tuni Shiva Dana Chodan Dacha Kuba Yen Dami Navinya Chesana Chonsu Yumanbi Awadana Vetala Devi Soni Tombi Shani Join Chemen Hadang Laso Kiwa Tsonam Daya Yen Joni Simna Joshi Kanyan Dana Nishin Kunyin Navi Dasa Dhan Yumu Bayin Naku Shiva Shiva Yinbi Teta Yanda Sambe Jia Jana Nam Jisan Jisan Da Chuwa Lang De Rab Danyan Bara Shavi Hai ka dang dang nu jang ka zhen dang dang me ka nong dang ruwa kan ji zhe ge shi zhen tam jie ka de da ge chu dang du o ya tang ge sun de yan che ge du zhe da wei don dang ge na ne sam guan chao sam tian zhuo cha ba qi.
So until yesterday, we completed the explanation of the three triple gems, including the like within the 7 Vajra point. We have already finished or completed explaining about the 3 triple gems.
Da teni Tezhen Xiaobi Nyangwo Changche Yonda Chenli Shede Rinpa Jinde Tongyo.
So after the 3 triple gems, then comes the 4th Buddha nature, the 5th enlightenment, the 6th qualities of enlightenment, and the 7th Vajra point, the activities of enlightenment.
Ta pa Gyu Lama rang la Jingja dabi gao la Gongzhou sung ge gab di Dor du rawo jik. Teni Zhamba di su Ta Tezhen Xiaobi Nyangwo Tamba La Soba Ta Tezhen Xiaobi Nyangwo La Soba Zhedi Shib de Giba jik song yo ba Ten rawo jik chakhi yore.
So according to the text Uttaratantra Shastra, the first 3 triple gems, which is the first 3 Vajra point, which is triple gems, is explained in a very brief way, is very summarized way, and the last four are explained in a very detailed way.
Oh, there. That there la subject on the Shiona. Zawi subject niba topser said the Tadanima doji Niji Yanla giver shaba. Dela Tupachi. Dela Nancy Ni Yores. Tomo Chertamba. Sini Jig Tomong Chu. Down Jackson. Then it Cheto Susu Sen. Young wash. Then it Janche or the name Bajanda. Somebody subject Ni Yubachi.
So today, as we start the second 4 Vajra points, and it is at first we should know the subject, how it is explained. So the first one is like detailed explanation of the last 4 points describing the way the 3 jewels are attained. So this is the main subject regarding the last 4 Vajra point. And in this subject, we have 2 another subject. In this subject is classified into 2 another subject, which is like general explanation of the 4 points considering together. So at first there comes the explanation like with the combined explanation of all the last 4 Vajra points, and after that all those 4 Vajra points are again explained separately.
tate tang de la thomon cher tamba de la ni je dandi doji ni je de 상기 지역의 담바 세니다. 상기 말도 쳤다와 전된 킹해요 말에 세니. 대 송교요 같이.
So at first the first subject will be the general explanation of the 4 points considering together. So at this subject is also again classified into 4 different kind of subjects, and the first one is like explanation of the 4 points as being the object of perception of a Buddha, which says that the last 4 Vajra points are only can be only realized, experienced, or perceived by Buddha Shakyamuni.
대tomba 대라 다짜위 츠글라 접지 대신 예단 점함에 점에 온던 상기 결인자 강리 건조 개와 섬정과 돈노즈반 남지 영예 도스 효로까지 송요래 측자바직.
So the subject explanation of the 4 points as being the object of a perception of a Buddha is shown by the root text, which says the virtuous 3 jewels, which are rare and sublime, arise from suchness bound up with pollution, from the one free from pollution, from the qualities of unpolluted Buddhahood, and from the deeds of the victor. This is the object of those who see the ultimate truth. So this is the root text of the English, which describe the first subject.
다 접지 대신 송아디가 향오 담바치.
So the first line explains about the 4th Vajra point, which is Buddha nature.
드니 점마 매 세측지어를 디가 정체 담바치. 디컨세디 로이키 점마 단 자송아디 동거를 정체 담바치.
And the second line which says that non-polluted, it shows the 5th Vajra point, which is enlightenment.
드니 점에 상기 연던 송을 디가 점마 매비 정체그 연던 땡바치.
So the line which says that from the qualities of unpolluted Buddhahood and from the line which says from the qualities of unpolluted Buddhahood, it shows the qualities of the enlightenment, the 6th Vajra point.
드니 결윈자 송 송한테 결윈자바 자반 천리데 담바치.
And the line which says from the deeds of the victor, it shows the 7th Vajra point, which is enlightenment activity.
대타위에 다 대신연라 안디 형월라 소바디 마오마나 꼰초섬 정윈 정황양래 송거. 간이 꼰초 개와 섬정.
So from this 4 Vajra points, the result or the fruit will come from this 4 Vajra point, the fruition or the result will come arise the triple gems.
다더니 돈돈 즈파 남지 영예도 생활이 대따위 도제따위 돈시디 돈돈 즈파 상기 코니 조여레 차정진 행간데 상기 마다 요 말에서 대송.
and the fourth line, which says, this is the object of those who see the ultimate truth. The explanation of the fourth line says that the last four Vajra point is only experienced, known, or like achieved by like Buddhahood or Buddha Shakyamuni.
Tene, Tate Sanji Marto Jankin Kim, Metabachi Yembate, Kantu Residi, Samji Mekabatawachi, your Resi, Munte Tongurta, Subject Nivati, Samji Mekabit City.
So the reason behind why the last four Vajra points can be only recognized, achieved, or realized by Buddha Shakyamuni is because these four Vajra points contains like unsurpassable qualities. So this that's why the second subject is like explanation that why they are inconceivable, because they are only they can be only realized and experienced by Buddha Shakyamuni. That's why these four Vajra points are inconceivable by the ordinary beings. And so that's why the second subject, which says explanation that they are inconceivable.
Tatani Titavi Samji Mekivi Johnson de Kari Residi Johnson Shayore Sonri.
So the reason why the last four Vajra points can be only known exactly by Buddha Shakyamuni and not cannot be realized by the ordinary beings is because it is very inconceivable, or it's very unsurpassable. But behind this we have four particular reasons for why these last four Vajra points are inconceivable.
Tela Karison Korsediga, Deni Tamonte Dejan Kabi Nyori. Dejan Kabi Nyote, Deni Jamame Pare Sone. Songayore.
So
Deni show chigne long kai na lola, Dejan Kabi Nyote, Jamata Chibare Sone.
So naturally, like Buddha nature is like explain like very nature, like free from all the affliction, free from all the defilement from the very beginningless. And yet, on the other hand, it is described as with the defilements, like it is described as like adventitious defilements. So sometimes it can be like a kind of conflict to each other.
Tanda Papatomic and Dervatisnona. Dela Tramatan Chibi Dejing Edi, Chicture teaching this Sanji Mason Kala, number Tapa res on Jayovachi, Guninyomo Dan Chiba res on the number Tapa, Guninyomo the Chiba said the Kandijina Samni, then Nangada which remember some Semna Topano in Tokali Capo your reson.
So as described by the Arya Asanga, so it is described as our Buddha nature. The nature of our mind is completely pure from the very beginningless. Yet at the same time, it has the affliction through the adventitious defilements. So one might can arise a doubt how it is possible. How it is possible is that the Buddha nature is very pure, like without any kind of stains, without any kind of defilements from the very beginning time, and yet on the other hand, it is also described like obtaining the adventitious defilements. So one might can gain or arise some kind of doubt into his or her mind.
Tati Lande Sanji Chomden the rank, Tene Son Yores.
So for this kind of doubt, Bhagavan, like Buddha Shakyamuni himself have like answer about this doubt.
Sonsa de Shirmala Sutter Seni. Pantang do se chigur, Otin on the Son Yores.
So the text called Sri Mala Sutra, on that particular text, Buddha Shakyamuni have explained in a very detailed way about this two conflict or conflict.
Tela ta lan count on the number takwa re se de rangen number takwa re se rangen la tamashu ma son res. You know, Nyomoba da Chivare se de la Drishig and Sosu Guna Yona, Sosun Tom Matapa, Drum do Shig, Drivachi Yores, and this on Re and Garayo Mare se, oh, that any song sare.
So if we like, if some kind of like contradictory or contradiction arise in our mind about the explanation of the Buddha nature, then Buddha Shakyamuni himself have explained that saying the Buddha nature is like free from all those defilements, afflictions are the nature of the Buddha nature, of the nature of the Buddha nature. But at the same time, when it is described as having or containing the adventitious defilements, it is according to the negative emotions or the defilements or the affliction which we have within the Buddha nature.
De Pig Town is some not down the go de water, Bernang around to Carson Shiva Naja. Sir Chelo Nakoto Chak de Sek Yasegrata. Sir Sero, you know, there's a Monton was down and Nakoto good over she. You know, the Yate Party Shishana, Sir the Trolla Kunin Romevachitane, Nalona Yovatella, Tramakuni Mevachi. You know, Shalona dream to see Yobateta and Rawore, Sediga, Jatani, Peg Tony, go de Ochi.
So, for example, if we explain this particular meaning, like attaching to the example, the best example would be the gold with the rust or some kind of dust into it. It's called dross, also some kind of stain on the gold. So the way Buddha nature is explained as nature, nature or free from all the defilement is known as gold, because the nature of the gold is itself, the nature of the gold is like free from all those kind of like rust, dross and stains. Yet, but when we keep the gold in just like wherever in the corner of our home, then all the dust and dross and rust will come to the gold. So similar to this example, our Buddha nature is very free from all those affliction from the very beginning time, but it is like covered slowly by all the affliction, like negative emotions and all those temporary defilements because of our like three poisons.
The Pietoni tes a good deal, you know, Naros money, don't down the source I'm not down there, tes a coca.
While regarding to the example, it is very easier to appear in our mind if we think of the example, but anyhow, if we attach this example to the meaning itself, then it is kind of a little bit complicated to understand or to go through to understand in one's mind.
Tanda Dishi Narasugilla Docha Sherdan Chamayanshik Namto. This way, you know, they also Hako, Araso Sosun Yam Tani, go to correct.
So according to having like attachment, anger, and conceptual thinking, which is like namtok also. So having all these kind of like afflictments or defilements, this is the reason why our Buddha nature is like covered with all those defilements.
Yinayo, Naransu, Jurana, Yodabi, Deepa, Drip Dabi, Tani, Yishiga Rangshan, Tani, Jimmy Magu, Wachi, Nasu Yuna, Yosare, Samba Goade, this is Nikali Kapo Yori.
So, whenever an ordinary being like us start thinking that I have the Buddha nature, which is free from all those negative emotions and defilements, it is quite difficult or complicated to know or realize for the ordinary beings that we have this kind of Buddha nature within us. It is little difficult for one to understand being an ordinary beings.
Tani, da te sang rikwachi. Da tani, Chanchab de Samji Mekibi Gyamsan. Chanchab de Samji Mekibi Gyamsan Tela, Tani, Gunni Nyomo Metak Sherason de Zavi. Consong Gore said, Gunni Nyomo Ba said, Yo Mare Sene, Ko Meva Chigre. Ngaso turni tamche yona handure marto kunni nyomo chuse de yo mare se shojing ni so chojing 상계비 깔라 장적 토비 깔라 근데 녀모데 더니 다근도 그래 매도 그래 다근도 그래 생각한데 당어 매다와 지금 지네 다 소리세나 가르세고 살고서 영고 깔리카 보여래 소리.
So as we are explaining the explanation of why the four Vajra points are inconceivable, so that the root text is the Buddha element is pure and yet has affliction. So this very first line shows the qualities of the Buddha nature, and the second line which says enlightenment was not afflicted and yet it is purified. So the second line shows the fifth Vajra point, which is enlightenment, Changchup. And this explain that it is said that enlightenment or Changchup was not like afflicted or not within the affliction or negative emotion from the very beginning. Yet sometimes it is described that we need to purify all our negative tree poisons and negative emotion to attain the ultimate enlightenment. So it is kind of like conflict with each other, because it is explained that enlightenment or Changchup is all free from all this kind of negative like tree poisons, defilements, and so on. And yet on the other hand, it is described that we need to purify all our negative emotions and defilements to attain the ultimate enlightenment. So if someone think directly, someone can see like very like conflict between each other. But this is now how we should see. We have some like a reason for how to see this in correct way.
Tela Gara Meres Kare Sediga Tamo Mere Sedian Donla Muni Koran Ranjengi Mere Sonkyores Yena Yang Tiga Gunzup Seni Janchik Drivni Drishe Susu Longa La Mena Yang Yopar Nani Teni Kamdeva Shabinyang Drumdukures. Tende Yenondega Sanji Koma Tobana Drishe Kachamati Mepala Mepar Ngontrani. Tene Tomati Maleva Yons Panson Songor. Tingarva Yomaresi, what Lantin Angor.
So explaining about the enlightenment, someone you all might have some kind of see some kind of like contradiction between these two explanations. But we should know that the line or the word which explains that enlightenment was not afflicted, it's not like covered with all kind of defilement. It is described as the nature of the enlightenment. It is described as the nature. It is described how the enlightenment is described by its nature. But when it comes for to attain the enlightenment, then one need to purify all those afflictions and defilements which comes to our which have covered the Buddha nature by having all kind of tree poison within us. So if we understand or if we realize in this way, then our doubt, like having conflict with each other, can be like removed away.
Then the Yondan Samji Makiva answer there. Yondan Samji Makiva answer there. Number Ewa Mechusher said this only. The Tonda te Consoncore said the Yondan the so touching the Guninoma Wada Chiba. Sosu Kiwu Nika Naya. Number Ewa Mabanya de Yores on those. You know, some argue part the Yondan Tesu Zabantan Tayawando. Then they can't your mare. Then they say on the some argue with Sosuki with Kala, they can't your Saragotani, Kokalika for your rest.
So now the sixth Vajra point, which is quality of enlightenment. So the third line, which says qualities are totally indivisible and yet unapparent. So this line shows why the sixth Vajra point, qualities of enlightenment, is inconceivable. So it says that the qualities within ordinary beings are there within, even ordinary beings have the qualities of Buddhahood within their Buddha nature, but they are invisible. We can't see it now because of the negative emotions and the tree poison which our tree poisons have covered all the Buddha nature. So that's why the qualities of enlightenment are within the Buddha nature of ordinary beings, but it is covered with all the poisons and negative emotion which we have hold in our mind. So that's why we can't see the qualities of enlightenment in the ordinary beings Buddha nature.
Tatela Yontola Garwa Yomares Sosuke Nikona Maran Sotavi Gela Tola Soba Chicken Tong Meva. De Congress Sediga, Tani Dushe Yores. Tani Yunayan Sangi Goma Top Savi Kavla, Tene Tola Soba Dona Sanji Yonda in Deso. Devishap in Yongwaran, Tani Tani, Yeki Yovate, Draba Tarson Jumson race, Tendichi on the Tela and Garayo Mares.
So while the enlightenment qualities are within the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings, but they are not visible because the reason is that all those negative emotions and afflictions and defilements of which they have hold into their mind, that those are the one who have covered the qualities of enlightenment within the ordinary beings. So once the ordinary beings follow the path, and when they practice the path, and slowly when they attain the enlightenment, and the enlightenment qualities which are within their Buddha nature will be visible when they attain the ultimate enlightenment. So the difference is that The negative emotions or the afflictions or the defilements are the one which have covered the qualities of enlightenment which are within the ordinary beings too. So we should know that even our Buddha nature have all those enlightenment qualities which Buddha Shakyamuni have. But the only difference is that our enlightenment qualities are covered with the affliction, defilements, and all those negative poisons which we hold into our mind. So this is the reason why the Buddha enlightenment qualities are invisible, while regarding the ordinary beings Buddha nature, and why it is visible regarding to the Buddha Shakyamuni's Buddha nature. So the difference is only that about the poisons which we hold in our mind.
Ti kauka da yondan se de kharsan kong de shi shire. Tani sanji ki thugyo ge tani khenpa rik de la topchi manjigwa je se ni tani samchi tsani. Tani chansang wa samchi tsani sanji ki kuy bena chakdan sham khulu rimo yoba la soba. Yondan se de jitang des ong yorwa.
So about the enlightenment qualities, which we talked earlier also about the enlightenment qualities of Buddha Shakyamuni, which says like two kind of enlightenment qualities from the Dharmakaya and from the wisdom body and the form body. So the qualities of wisdom body are the 10 powers and 4 unfairliness power and the 18 unshade qualities. So these 32 qualities are the enlightenment qualities of Buddha Shakyamuni according to the wisdom body. And talking about if you talk about the enlightenment qualities of Buddha Shakyamuni regarding the form body, then the 32 major marks are the enlightenment qualities of Buddha Shakyamuni according to the form body. So together with these two together, we can know that 64 enlightenment qualities of Buddha Shakyamuni.
Da te tawi yondan de ngarang so tawi sosu kiwi gyola yore yo mare se yonde ga bo ke khipa tisu sonsen mandaba chakta yore.
So if we analyze or if we think that whether this kind of like enlightenment, this kind of 64 enlightenment qualities, which is categorized into the wisdom quality, the wisdom body qualities and the form body qualities, if we think that whether this kind of enlightenment qualities, whether the ordinary beings have this kind of enlightenment qualities, then there were like many debate with the past great masters, like whether the ordinary beings do have this kind of enlightenment qualities or not.
Da dorwo hirab jansan Kanchen tara nata la soba chona bi khiba desu ngasu semcheng gyola topche chansan desu chasan devasha bi nyangwa di dana chasan yore do songyor.
And the past great masters like Dorbo Sherab Gyaltse and Janangba, those masters like gave a statement that all those like 64 enlightenment quality, the ordinary beings do have the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings do contains or do have all those 64 qualities of enlightenment within their Buddha nature.
Sakya bi shodan gelu gerdan bi shodesu ngara su gyola topche dan chansan la soba ngasu gyoge devasha bi nyangwa la te yo mare songyor.
And the great masters from Sakya tradition and Geluk tradition, they gave a statement that all those enlightenment qualities of Buddha Shakyamuni are not in the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings. So there have been different kind of thought or debate whether this kind of supreme enlightenment qualities are whether the ordinary beings do have this kind of 64 supreme qualities or not.
tere ta ngarang chundra wo yena di kawla janggon rang jewa na lo la so ki ne ko na mena ans che tmi number ta pa na chunya la number ewa maybe chgi dambi shar song so ke wo ne ko na sansan la so ba ten da yo ma re mena an tene je ne Trama Mali Pang Chavi Jela Tene Chasang Ngoyun Kore Se Oti Songyori.
As I said, that there have been many debate between whether whether the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings contains the 64 enlightenment qualities or not. There have been many great masters and debate between them. But according to the text which we are going through now, which is by the commentary by Changwin Kondolodo Thai, in this particular commentary, it says that according like while we are ordinary beings, our Buddha nature does not have these enlightenment qualities. But anyhow, when we follow the path, when we follow the guidance of our teachers, when we follow the like all the triple gems, and when we follow the path, then slowly all our affliction and defilements and like all those negative emotion will be removed or purified away. And when we like purified all our obscurations, and then our Buddha nature will be our Buddha nature can be seen by all those enlightenment qualities. So this is how Jangman Konlodot Thai have described in his commentary of Uttaratantra Shastra.
Tene ta jiwan chenli se te to kawi tsur samji ma kebi tsur tomba tela fundu number martok shir songre.
So now comes the seventh Vajra point, which is activities of Buddha, activities of the Enlightenment One. So the fourth line, which says that activity is spontaneous and yet without any thought. So this fourth line shows the meaning explanation why the seventh activity of Buddha, activity of enlightenment is inconceivable.
Ta zaban chenli se on tiga le sene chawa chik re dor. Ta chawa chik chepa la namto tam batsur se kyene mena chawa hangi tamne le on kare yana tende si yosare go samne ta ngaso yana ha ma go ne tokpa senare tende le ke yore.
So when it comes for the word activity, so activity is some kind of work, some kind of benefiting for if we talk about the word just like a normal, it's kind of activity from our body or activity from our body, speech and mind. And when it comes from for the noble ones, then activity is like benefiting for others. But somehow in this in the text Uttaratantra Shastra, the activity is like explained as spontaneously arise. And one can think that how can be activity described as spontaneously arise? Because activity is some kind of work or some kind of physical activity or some kind of thing which one need to do to benefit for some others. So there might be some kind of arise some kind of doubt or contradiction or like conflict within the explanation of the enlightenment activity.
Ta te lan te jikten na tra da bi pe go gwani tong ko yore. Te ta chenli rang kawla mar to tanda shen na mang trang do sare.
So as we just talked about the conflict or the doubt which can be arise which can be arise by the explanation of the activity, And that is the reason. The reason behind this is explained very extensively in the chapter of the activity itself. So now we'll just skip this here, and later after the chapter of the activity comes, then we'll go through all those 9 reasons. There's a 9 particular reason for this explanation. So we'll describe all this in a very detailed way when while the activity chapter.
Then this doctor de man dor de ni tombala doksha topa se teni follow ka chik song re yana ta gowa de tanda kong de so ha kona doksha kham topa chanchu teni chanchu ge yan la tin chenli se o teni cheni ton dang se na re tan dor tang teni chig re te phasen de shi giba mar go ba chen rik sare sam.
So if we explain the last 4 Vajra points in a very summarized, very brief way, then it's described as the one to be realized is the Buddha nature, and after realizing the Buddha nature comes the enlightenment, and the qualities of enlightenment. The qualities of enlightenment are like the branch of the enlightenment body, and the 7th Vajra point, which says activity, is kind of work, is kind of like activity or benefiting for others. So this is how very like briefly explained according to the subject of the 4 Vajra point.
Wata tisha ndor tamba tiendroni ta nipa sosu tani namja shaba tera ta tamo tosha kamri tani nipa toba changcha samba ti yondan shaban channechi ti sabchi shechi.
So now we have like finished describing, explaining about the 4 Vajra point combining together. So after this, we'll start the like particular, like specific explanation of the 4 point considering separately. So before it was described or explained combining all 4 Vajra point together, and it is finished now, and now we'll move towards the specific explanation of the 4 Vajra points considering separately. And the first one is the element come or like Buddha nature.
Ta tosha kam shaba terang la kam dewe shaba nyong shaba tela kam ki ton ndor tamba chik tani gondun gibar shaba chik tani ngo mangyor yang chama pi chama jongwa te pi go ni tamba tani jini kam tambi gowa sani sabchi ji tawni songyo ba chik.
So regarding the subject which shows the 4th Vajra point, which is the element, so in this 4th Vajra point, it is classified into 4 different kind of subject, and the first one is like the short explanation of the meaning of the element, and after that it comes the detailed explanation of the meaning of elements. So this is how we have 4 different kind of subject regarding the 4th Vajra point, the element. And the first one is like very short or brief explanation of the meaning of the element, which is Buddha nature.
Oh, ti noni ta tangwo ti tombala zosang konan choshe dan tijinye meshe dan regulation chen ka ta da sanji nyong chan sen. Ngaso simchen tamche ge la kam dewe shabi nyong yopi jumsen sam tong ge.
So the short explanation of the meaning of the element is like showed by the root text, which is the perfect Buddhakaya is all embracing. Suchness cannot be differentiated, and all beings have the disposition. Thus, they always have Buddha nature. So these 4 particular lines shows the short explanation of the meaning of the element. And in this stanza, there are 3 reasons three like very particular reason to show to describe or explain the Buddha nature or the element.
다텔라 캬신도 되서는 나랑서 심체 요츠 탐체 레 데니 텔라 강마 적고르세데 심체 요츠 탐체 감데베샤베 형어 찬레세니 오 두샤테테레.
So at first it says that all the sentient beings, all the sentient beings have the Buddha nature, or all sentient beings are endowed with the Buddha nature. So this is the first explanation.
다마 김선 고용이 까라 조선 거는 초셔당 생원데 조페 상기기 추기 거디 추 탐절라 초상 캬비 셔르세 당원데 딱 당원데 데고 그요래.
So so as we see, there are three different. It's explained that there are three different reasons to know that all sentient beings are endowed with Buddha nature. And the first reason is that the Dharmakaya body is called Chiku. The Dharmakaya body is spread within all the sentient beings. So it says that Zoksang Kuni Tove Chir in Tibetan, and it explains that the Dharmakaya is spread, or is within all the Buddha nature of all sentient beings.
Oh, tere. Da deni nibate sanje dan semchen tamche la deni chu tamche da dejen ye gengal yewa me bi se tere. Kondi gi chunye kondi tamche gi chunye dejen ye la number yewa me bachi. 상기 chunye semchenge chunye seno ngo mendra yewa chuni yo mare se de.
And the second reason is regarding to the true nature of the Buddha nature, then there's no slightest difference between the samsara and nirvana. So when we talk about the Buddha nature, then there's no even a slightest difference between the Buddha nature of nirvana and Buddha nature of the ordinary being of samsara. So this is the second reason.
Deni sambate ryu chana sediga maso simchen tamji gyola. Deni ranjen ni rik se chu yi yang ranjen ki takpa drupa jangron ta yovisher se ote takko kore.
And the third reason is it's called rig in Tibetan, and it's called is explained as disposition in English. So the disposition of Buddha nature is present within all sentient beings in terms of dharmakaya, in terms of wisdom body. So the disposition of Buddha nature is present in all sentient beings in terms of dharmakaya.
Oh, tate zawi kam dewe shapi nyong yobi de shire sen za chenpo shiwo zaya jigre.
So these four lines, this four line is like very precious, or the main like it's regarded as a very like precious stanza from the text Uttaratantra Shastra. So this four particular line is very precious and are the main. We have like very long explanation about the Buddha nature in this text, but these four lines or this particular stanza is the most important or the most precious line which describes or which shows the nature of the Buddha nature or the element.
Da tikavla chugi 그 단 조선 거는 초실 당 세대가 가서 추 탐제라 아니 추기 건 초그래 세대라 양 복근 키바티수 공판제 당 만자바 요래.
So as we just explained the three reason of why Buddha nature is within all the sentient beings, and the first reason was in Tibetan it was Doksam Kuni Tove Chir, and in English it explains as the Buddha nature of the Buddha nature or the Dharmakaya of perfect Buddha is embraced to all in all the phenomena, all sentient beings. So this is the first reason, and even for this first reason, there have been many like debate or many different kind of thoughts within the great past masters.
Pena Jono Badawayana Masu Simcheng Gila Yobi, Devasha Binyambadi, Chuku Rang Res, the Hisha Tamjig Chunye de Chuku Res, the Nayandiga Tamchela Chuji control said the Tamchela Chuji kept the Yoreshi go resongre.
So as I said that there have been many debate and different kind of thinking thought regarding the first reason from the great past masters. So at first, if we talk about the Jonangpa section, Jonangpa, he gave a statement that the Dharmakaya or the Buddha nature within all the sentient beings have no any difference. It is same. The qualities of Buddha nature, the Dharmakaya of the Buddha nature lies within the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings also. So there's no any kind of difference between the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings and the difference between ordinary beings and the enlightenment beings.
That Nasondawayana, Tegarang Songomare, Simcheng Gila Sanji Yorese, Tendis Songomare. Naransuyana.
So this is the statement of from Jonangpa. So, but regarding like our Kagyupa tradition, then it is dirang kilengini.
Simchen Tantitena, Simchen Tamche, Hisha Tamche, La Chujiko Sanji Yore Sejaro. Maransu Simchen Gila Sanji Yore, Chuku Yore Segmares.
The dodo kilengini, chipa kiling.
Ah, Chanting Homa de Jonabi Yore Lakiro. Nasu Yomares.
So, according to our tradition, then which we explain that the Buddha nature or the enlightenment quality, the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings does not reflect all those enlightenment qualities.
That any Chetan Shechana Teso Majina Decree Samsa Yore. Inaya the Gyu Lama Derwa Teso Inchi Tangla, then Chuju So Pache Joja Watandi Yosakari. The Jima Canon Sujita on a young, the Kaka Yo, the Hakona, they step there in Dogre. Ni share Jimson the thing.
Actually, I think it's not very important to explain how there were like different kind of thoughts and debate between the Buddha nature regarding the past masters. It is not very important, but I think that in the commentaries of the Uttaratantra Shastra, which is already translated in many different kind of English version, on those book, this kind of different thoughts and debate are very well like translated. So in future, if you go through that book, then if you see that particular part, and you might think, oh, like before Khenpo didn't like explain about anything about this, but here in the book there are a lot of different kind of thoughts between the past masters. You might get this kind of thoughts. So that's why I thought to explain like very briefly without regarding this kind of different thoughts and debate between within the past masters.
Then on the Gelu Bayana, get them bishon Gil Amindera Kahiore. This one all Zopi Sanji, then Chuji Panto say there, Chukin Trenley, Simching Gil and Tro say, and the Jacare. Chuka Tros any Songomar, Chukin Trenley, Simching Gil and Tro Yores, Chukin Trenley, Simching Gilatani. Njurong Niba Semchan La Yores, then reaching on the Chenli Niban Juxa Semchan Gene Yovati Tonk City.
So according to the Geluk section, Geluk tradition, they have give a statement in their commentary, in the commentary which the masters of Gelugpa have written. It is said that the first line which described that all the like sentient beings embraced that Buddha nature. So they have explained this particular line as this line that not the Choku or not the Dharmakaya is within all the Buddha nature, but the activity, the enlightenment activities, or which is called Tilne in Tibetan, the activity of the enlightenment is like spread to all the Buddha nature of ordinary beings also. It is not the Dharmakaya which is same within the ordinary beings or the enlightened beings, but the enlightenment activities are like spread or embraced within the Buddha nature of ordinary beings too.
다 나라서 추기 것에 대라 등이 말레와 다 손바 랑전 남다 로르 남다가 답반이 등 추기 것에 대 상지기 두gel라 요지 되네 디노니 랑전기 넘버 다다 요바 이나요 로르 그쯤에 다다 메바티 야 조디가 추거 찬로야 되네 semche gela yobi kala deveshabi nyang seonde detawi ranjin namda chige hisha thamchere semchen thamchere gunla kyab yore seje ote ngasu gowa de dere.
So so as we describe the thought within the great masters of the past, but now regarding the like thought of the masters from Kamsang Kagyu, then it says that at first we describe the Buddha nature in two form. The one is the Buddha nature is like, one is called Rangshin Namdak, which is how the Buddha nature is free from all those affliction from the very beginning. So it is the nature of the Buddha nature. And the second one is like Buddha nature is free from all those negative emotions, but it has some kind of adventitious defilements or the temporary stains. So we describe Buddha nature in these two particular ways. So when it comes from the Buddha nature of ordinary beings and enlightenment beings, then we explain that the Buddha nature of the enlightened beings are free from described as both way. I mean that the Buddha nature of the enlightenment beings are have the nature Buddha nature also, and they are free from all those temporary stains, adventitious defilements. These are the Buddha nature of enlightenment beings. But when talking about the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings, the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings are true from its nature. They don't have the Buddha nature don't contains any kind of defilements when talking about the nature, but it contains the temporary stains and adventitious defilements because of our three poisons which we hold in our mind. So when we could talk about the Buddha nature of the enlightenment beings, we should think that it is free from all those adventitious defilements and temporary stains too. And when we talk about the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings, we should realize that the Buddha nature of the ordinary beings is true or naturally free from all those defilements in the nature, yet we have those temporary stains and adventitious defilements which we need to purify through our practice.
te sam ka nang do yo re te chi on de tan dan di ka la chu ku de je ni rig se den dor tan bi go ni song ya de yum chen ten de chi re.
Later, after this part, the Buddha nature is explained in 9 categories. 9 categories, but when we analyze the 9 categories, all those 9 categories are like summarized or consist in this 3 particular reason. So that's why this is very important one to know that this 3 particular reason of the Buddha nature, because there is like many like detailed explanation later it comes, but all those explanation are summarized into this 3 particular reason.
다 디가 감기 돈돌 담바 세텐tor 되니 subject 니바 공든 기버샤바 세테 토.
So with this, we finish explaining about the like the summarized explanation of the Buddha nature, and after this, it comes the like detailed explanation of the Buddha nature.
다 디가라 돈스 근도르든 디돈 기버샤바 샤비돈 도바세 subject some 요비나니 당원다 돈스 근도르든 세테. 돈스 근도르든 세나 대외샤비 형원테 돈선 넘버 지관이 샤키에 송거래.
So while explaining the detailed explanation of the Buddha nature, then even in this subject, there we have short explanation of the Buddha nature, and again the detailed explanation. The first one is like short explanation by means of a brief survey. So here it shows like 10 different reason or 10 different explanation about the Buddha nature.
측강송을 세디가 ngô 점지를 든 죽바다 니코테션 건던도이돈 따드면제 연데 예면에 돈도 양지 공데 인시샤 송래 다디 까라 남샤 넘버 저 세네 송거래 남샤 세디 남샤 세나 딸라 바바 송거래 되네 데베샤 변형어 딸라 밥서 저 송거래.
So the short explanation by means of a brief survey. So this particular subject is shown by is in the root text. It says essence, cause, fruit, function, endowment, manifestation, phases, all pervasiveness of suchness, unchangingness, and inseparability of the qualities should be understood as intended to describe the meaning of the absolute expanse. So these 4 lines shows how the Buddha nature should be realized or experienced. So the first one is the essence.
Deni nipate le segre andi gyo segre gyo se de devashabi nyangwo yoba la tene mawa banan jiwe kandi yonko yobi tandorna sanji koma thoya ga gyo de tan la pha ko.
So the second one is cause, and that cause shows that what cause we need to attain the enlightenment. So in the particular, the second one, cause, it explains that what cause which we need to attain the ultimate enlightenment. So the first one is essence, and the second one is the cause. And the third one is fruit, or we can say result also.
And the
fourth one is function, and it's called jele in Tibetan. And And the fifth one is endowment. Endowment. Endowment is like what kind of qualities does the Buddha nature endowment endows?
Teni jukpi tonse gre. Jukpi tonse de kansa ke kansa sodan sikye de yobi tane yewa shaya dire.
And the sixth one is manifestation. And in this part, it shows that how the Buddha nature is obtained by individual people.
O te jukpa. Teni nikab ki ton sonchi yor. Te kanra se de yewa te so me sam re ngo mandrawa teni mare sonchi song yor.
So the seventh is phases, and the phases shows that there are different kind of categories while talking about the Buddha nature, but in the nature or the essence are all same. They don't have different within the essence of the Buddha nature.
No, te kondo nikab ki ton se de tere. Teni te dumbachi. Ta gyaba kondo ro ton.
And the eighth is like all pervasiveness of suchness.
Goa te tu ta den gyura me pi ton.
And the ninth is unchangingness, the nature of Buddha nature which never changes.
Ta chuwa te yondan number yewa me pi ton se gre. Te chuwa re.
And the 10th is that inseparable qualities of Buddha nature.
O te ta te no ne tawo te tombala. Teni rinchen namka chadajin ta da rangji nyomo me se ne. Tawo ngu ton de ndor tamba tsikte tere.
And from the 10th reason, now we'll talk about the essence. The ngo, it's called ngo, and it's essence. And at first, we'll explain a brief explanation about the first one, which is essence.
Teni gyu tonde chumu lakpi heraw tang tengzi nyangzi li shongwa seya tigin dor tani song yore.
And the text it explains very like in a brief way about the essence.
Ta te jesu teni ngowu ton gibarsha. Teni gyu ton gibarsha. Tende chene ma yonko yore. Yena ngarang tsu ta ndortan ka tani ko yamda paa chik shishana te kowa te yakwa leptab kare.
As we just like talk about the 10 reason, in each and every 10 reason there is two kind of subject which shows the brief explanation about the particular subject and again the detailed explanation. So in every 10 subject they have two subject which shows the brief explanation and the detailed explanation, but according to the lack of time, we'll only talk about the only brief explanation about each and every 10 subject.
O tere, ta te la pek tani maa song re, renchen namka chetak jen se dige pe na rinpoche, tandi kaku rinpoche pe na ser tawa la kuwa la na rika yore, yang do kahi gompa chini, mama ta sanji korang tende la pa gyatsu nani pa ro, tene sargan rawa tende ki tani, ta dur yakwa teso rik mandrawa, tene nori rik mandrawa, teso sar kur ni, ta te tsama su, tene ti tang la sar rawa, tene gudoba chazan tsama su, tende chene, ta norwa te pa tsong ya tang, tende ki lukso yore. Ta ndo kashi ki nanan te kaukar, Rinpoche se ti tanglan jari yore.
So we'll talk about the brief explanation about the essence. In the root text, it says like, just as a jewel, the sky and water are pure, it is by nature always free from the poisons, from devotion to the dharma, from highest wisdom, and from samadhi and compassion, its realization arise. So these 4 particular lines describe about the brief explanation about the essence. And if we talk about the jewel, so like according to the explanation of the jewel itself, is very precious things. But in some sutras, it is explained as in the past, in a very past time, the people used to like go inside the like ocean, and they just take some kind of like stones from the ocean, and they just rub it and just clean it, and they keep it as a jewel. So in some sutras, the jewel is described as kind of stone from a ocean also.
대리 단단히 또 카히는 제리어도 없이 라송삼스. 대 또 카히는 된지 송자바 디 공파 대 가랑스인데 렌친스에 니게 제케 요레스 샤케 요레스니 오테 가랑스 송탄 제르와 샤탄 찍디 대리.
So as I said just now, that in some sutras, it's the jewel is explained as like precious stones from the ocean. So I explained this definition because right now we need to know the word jewel. So jewel in some sutras is known as the precious stones from the oceans.
단 대 저당 오후 돈데 단다 띵만라 가랑스 멍어 시 서반다고 지그레 카레세디가 단다 대션형 모셔비까라 랑젠기 넘버 딱바직 로르기 점이 범나 요레스 대페나 다 노르데 산담가 욕도바 따와 데네 남깔라 전측다 요바 따와 데네야 처 욕다 요바 따와 데레치니 요레세데 다 ngô 갑텔라 대랑소 요레 가서 칼산 대 철몽 어쩌다 쉬차레.
So regarding about the first part, which is essence of the Buddha nature, actually we have already like talked a lot about the essence of the Buddha nature, which says that Buddha nature is very like free from all the confliction, all the obscurations, defilements from the very beginning time, but it is only the temporary stains which in the Buddha nature of ordinary beings have. So this kind of and we kept the examples of like gold and sky, all those things. We talked a lot. We have already talked a lot about this in the past few days. So that's why the essence of the Buddha nature, the Buddha nature we have already talked about this in the past few days. So now we'll talk in a very like brief way.
다 서로 돈 도도로 되잖아. 대외샤비 형 감 대외샤비 형 제 대외샤비 형 생활한 셈칭 나랑 소 셈칭 결라 요바티 모 문점비 까라 랑jan라 드바 마주 나아 드비 드니 대 나랑 소 쳤다와지는 통마터비 가르세고 랑jan 직전에 가서 결라 요레세 다 모데 텐디지그레.
So while talking about the essence of the Buddha nature, we can think like Buddha nature is very nature and free from all the obscurations and defilement from the very beginning time, but the three poisons and the defilements and the obscurations which we have in our which we have within our Buddha nature are the one which doesn't allow us to realize or see the true Buddha nature. So this is the very core explanation of the essence of the Buddha nature. So if you want to know the essence of the Buddha nature, then this is the very like short and very core explanation about the essence of the Buddha nature.
다때 가서 시야 나자리 나랑수 뒷가블라 산지 좀 된디게 송레 데네 지선 샤방 공부 단데 Gyu Lama 대가 나자 데네 가지 고만 안게 송테솔라 용거 요바 나자 테타비 Devashapi Nyangwo se Narang Susu Yuna, then Ranshung Yihi, then Sanjig Chenli Juksaga Nipa, Tendichi Yore Sambatan Dorna, Yichi Ran Jini, the Kazan Tapa Lamshi Lavra. Then the Yichi Tani Gom Yamne Chena. 다 컨셉이 원섬 남시 생활데 데 원섬도 또 터야지 지니 다파도 냠린이 땅에 원섬도 또 터나 다 되게 되네 데베샤베 형 서치 통해야 돼 통놈 깔을 해고요래 어디 가능수 냠스 렌탕데 되래.
So, talking about the essence of the Buddha nature, then it is very important for one to have the faith or devotion regarding the Buddha nature. So one should have the like unchanging, like true faith and devotion that I have the Buddha nature same as the Buddha Shakyamuni have. So if we have this kind of unchanging devotion and faith, and if we meditate thinking, that visualizing that the faith and devotion to the Buddha nature, then slowly our mind can realize, or our mind can experience the true Buddha nature. So this is how that's why the devotion and faith also plays a very vital role while regarding the practice or meditation of Buddha nature.
Oh, there. That detawi namsha tangoti ela ngoutons.
So having said this, we just now complete the explanation about the essence of the Buddha nature.
That then devashapi nyang jela yobal tene then maomba na ngaransu chuku toya sanji koma toya ge then the yode kan nyamse lengor sedi chumu lapi hirabtan denze nyamse leshangwa sendor tambikawla te songre.
So while having the Buddha nature within our mind, and Buddha nature is only the one which can help us to attain the enlightenment, attain the ultimate enlightenment. And for having the Buddha nature and for attaining the enlightenment, attaining the ultimate enlightenment, and so we should know that what cause do we need to purify all those negative afflictions and to attain the enlightenment.
다텔라 당원의 추무 생원의 특별 전부 출라 모바송래 특별 전부 출라 모바송데 특별 전부 추 호바 람가 까블라 람지 냠렌텔라 파르트 심바 트룩다와 제버 드네 상지지 꾸슴다와 오텔라 모바송거 텔라 모바송데가 텔라 이치 땅에 토버는도바.
So at first it is the cause is described as the faith and devotion. So if we have the faith and devotion towards the Buddha nature, and if we meditate having those kind of faith and unchanging devotion towards the Buddha nature, then our mind can slowly attain the ultimate enlightenment.
Then je onde ta perna semjang ge donde tartu ge chanjo tobarndowa chanjo ge sem de momba sem ke tao.
And regarding the meditation, unchanging devotion and having unchanging devotion and faith towards the Buddha nature, then we should create a bodhisattva. So there are two kind of bodhisattva, and the first one is like which says memba semke, which is like motivation, having the motivation of the bodhisattva.
Then zopi chanjo topi che de lam parat simba drugla chopar mopa jukpa sem ke tao.
And after that, after the motivation, after like creating motivation bodhisattva, then we should do the actual, the main, we should try to arise the main bodhisattva, which says Jupasimke in Tibetan, and it is like having doing the work itself, not just motivating or visualizing or thinking, but to work, to let your all body, speech, and mind to for the benefit of others.
Da chula mopa yoba zamke dike yomar, changchuk sem keba zamke dike yomar. Sanji goma toba la, deni chuge dame ta ganza ga dame tobi, hirab di yoko gore. Dende yeno digo, lakpi hirab gelake gore so.
And the regarding the cause, first we talk about the devotion and faith, and the second we talk about the bodhisattva. And only having devotion, faith, and bodhisattva doesn't work or doesn't help to attain the enlightenment. And after that, we need to arise, or we need to practice the primordial wisdom. We need to practice to attain the primordial wisdom.
Da te tawi lakpi hirab gelake wala, tengen zan yakpo chik, shini tawa yakpo chik mena ke toku yomar. Dende yeno digo, tengen zan gore so.
So to realize or to experience the ultimate primordial wisdom, one needs to meditate in the samadhi, in the like limitless, it's like limitless samadhi.
Tene ta te tamje ge zawa de kong la tu ore se de tene nyangje chenpo la tu yore nyangje chenpo yena mena changju sem ke ge mare sanji koma ta semchen jang ge ton de sanji koma dinde yong mare tene che on de nyangje chenpo ngepa gore song de la nyangje le shong ba.
So right now we explain the devotion and faith, and having to arise the primordial wisdom and to meditate into samadhi. So only having all these qualities will not again help us to attain the enlightenment. And the ultimate thing what we need is the compassion towards the sentient beings.
Ta te kar song ko se de kam dewe sha pi nyang nga su gyona yoba te drup de yore te drupa te pha serwa la gyo kan gore se de o te tawi te pa chem ga lam te so gore song ge.
So as we talk a lot about having the adventitious defilements to the ordinary beings, so now we need to know the reason or the cause from how we are, from the which cause we can remove all those adventitious defilements and attain the enlightenment. And talking about these are the particular reason. So having devotion and faith, and cultivating the primordial wisdom, meditating on limitless samadhi, and having compassionate toward the sentient beings. So these are the cause or the qualities which one need to remove all those adventitious defilements from your Buddha nature, and after that to attain the enlightenment.
Ta te yan che nam jong number 9 na ni ngo ton dang ji ton ti ni do re.
So talking about this, from the 10 reason of the Buddha nature, we have already finished talking about the essence and the first essence and the second cause.
Ta te sam sha ni zwa nang kan yo na zwa tan.
So today we'll keep here in the second cause. So if you have some questions, then we'll take it.
Regarding the refuge, yesterday you said that the ultimate refuge should be the Buddha, but considering that Vajrayana is a devotional path, what about the Lama?
Okay. According to the Vajrayana, what is your question?
The Vajrayana is a devotional way. So the Lama, is it included in the Buddha?
Okay. Khasang di cabinet tartugi ko lage shera digap soni tempa sangi di ta cabinet tartuk bada ushara ani yang di Vajrayana ngagi kapsuni yang susu lama di pe ta cabinet tartu da ushagi du sara di ngans khande samotang gore do lama di khande sha gore do lai
티 가르와 요 말에 성기 겸닌 타투스자 세디가 샤차타바 찌고 겸닌 타투스자 송거요 말에 성기대 요베 페나 tomba sanje jomdande yawan gombo opa mela soba dega noje jingode sosu tsawi lama de da sangi chakhyore wo de chani tsawi lama de sangi sinsang gore sonde tere.
So when we talked about the ultimate refuge, which is the Buddha, so in this particular time, we shouldn't think that only the Buddha Shakyamuni is Buddha. We shouldn't think like that. We should include all the Buddhas of past, present, future, and we should include our like root teacher also, our Sawi Lama also, our root teacher also as a Buddha. So we shouldn't think only Buddha Shakyamuni in front of us. We shouldn't visualize like that. We should visualize all the Buddhas of 3 times, and we should even think our root Lama as a Buddha at that time.
The Judi Nala Karisong Sediga, Pena, Doja Open de Susuki Wachi Yimbashi. You know, Homa Rankangoni, the Sanji Ran Yen, Trani, Sora Monum Tamna, Pena, Yedum Kolo Dombatao. Then Consong said, Nana, Dini, Lini, Drapa Pola, Choba Lensong. Kon Yensam Yedum Kolo Dombara Yensamni, Zawi Lama Latin, Choba Pena, Kon Zawi Lama de Kulila Pevni. Then Kong Choba de Ya Jigre Sony, Dendi Songre. Dendi Song de Nasu Zawi Lama de Then Homing Moni Sanji Yen Jamba Chonsona, Pena Yedum Kolo Domba Yen Chana Re. Then Papa Cherry's Yimba Chana, Kona Re Chana, Dona, Data with Sangi de Lula Pevni, the Shingi Lakiore. Lama the Sangi Stana, Sangi Rangishan and Jongo, the Nichinis are not angore.
So it is explained in the Vajrayana text that whenever we do some kind of rituals of like be it like Avalokiteshvara or the Chakra Sambhara, and at that time we need to believe, we need to have faith and devotion that my Lama, my root Lama himself is the Chakra Sambhara now. So when we are doing the ritual of the Chakra Sambhara, so if we think like, if we visualize or if we have devotion or faith like this during following the ritual, any ritual we do like Chakra Sambhara and Avalokiteshvara, and at that time we should have the faith or devotion that my root Lama himself is the Chakra Sambhara now. So if we visualize or think in this way, then the main like blessing will come to our way. So this is how we should think or visualize while taking refuge to the Buddha or our Lama.
Thank you.
Today I heard that not every dimension has a Buddha nature. This is what I'm interested in, because everything what you explain, I can understand from human nature. But these dimensions like animals, lakes, mountains and so on, always I thought it's also have Buddha nature, but everything, again, sorry for reply, everything what I hear, I can compare only with human nature. So can you please explain this?
Mogila tanda nganzogi di rikham deworshiping ingbo di nganzo ta shejagi che tadakla kyabala di goyo sange mara nganzogi kham deshing ingbo di di ta che thamje la kyab dewa ta di che thamje la kyab dewa di ki yana nganzo khangsa chik ta midawa chik la chikbo di ki yana nganzo ta ridang da chuo dang di yora jin sangma la yo bada usama tango di yana khangsa chiki gyula yo
di zhewa ya hu zhe di jitang den zhe zhe nga su tangbo pa tong da ya zhug se ya di nga rang sun chur ni xia yung wa chi ma to pa la zhug se ya chik dang dani zha se ya chik dang dani shilog chu se ya di nga su nang chur ni xia yung yo re thar tu na pe na kazang nga rang su xia re sem zamba tao chik na kong su 남시 때 말도 남시든 이시 때 말도 잠바디서 매바디 콘소 하고 요래 랑진기 좀 매바디 근데 지금 온디가 더 가서 여야 때 강을 세디가 되네 나로고 추데 나로고 추 나니까 단단 가랑 추소나 예히데레 예에 대해서 죽다는 요래 요 말씀은 실로 죽하라 매소는 죽다는 요래 요 말세대 요 말에 근데 지금인데 탐제설 줄자니 셰고를 추 탐제서는 줄자니 마도 또 실로를 셰대 요 말에 실로고 추대 차선 파 샘철니 샤령와 참 연바디 단나 파고 요래 대 판디 되네 나랑라 투군 거리 대 샘전 탐제 열라서는 희샤 탐제서는 난가 찍고도 차로
At first, Khenpo said that this is a very interesting question, good question, and later he explained as according to our Buddhism, there's not such thing as like this hall, this like river, all those things. All those are delusion of our mind. So if we go very deep to the Buddhism Mahayana text, then it describes that all these things which we see, our daily things, this was your question. So these are all the delusion of our mind. So if we go deeply within this kind of subject, then we can know that all those things are not in real. It's just a delusion of our mind. So even the fourth school of Buddhism, the Chittamatra, which is Semsampa, this says that all are from our mind. It's only our mind which create all those kind of like different kind of things around us. It's our delusion of our mind. So when we think with this particular thought, then we should think that only our mind is the one which holds the Buddha nature. Because the outer things are not actually there. It's all delusion of our mind. It comes from our mind. So whether you say that the Buddha nature is only within the sentient beings or all the phenomena, so if we think that even all the outer things are like created or from delusion of our mind, that it ended in a like same way.
Okay.
So we'll dedicate.
Oh.
To the Chenki, I have a question about Vajra-like samadhi. Is it like the same like limitless samadhi? And also because third Karmapa was telling about it in Namsha Yesha and also in Mahamudra text. So what are the qualities or characteristics of the Vajra-like samadhi? Because it's kind of explained that it's a reason for the enlightenment.
Tseme betingi zingi kojik shera tanda di gyugapsu tanda gyugapsu tseme betingi zinlan chik shera digi kor di gyu di khadira ure chik lagi tu tanda nga zo ngo dang nipa gyu di dagi nga zo ki dami to be shirab dang ani tseme betingi zinlan chik
Dewa kam dewa shabi nyangwu dreshe ge chama seshe ge gyore songore. Dreshe ge chama seshe ge gyola zowo de nyondrib dang hirib pongwa la hirib go yore. Yana hirib, lakbi hirib gyola gyola la lakbi tengen zana ten go yore. Tenri ching wang de tengen zana de 싫어고 줄은 로요래. 저한테
디랑리 다기 저기 규급수디 띵진 체메 발란 샤라
띵즈
띵기진 다기 저기 태버침부 출라메 바당 담에 또비 라베 셔럽당 띵진 체메 발란 다기 저 규시비 급수
띵즈
띵기진 체메 바
간소
띵기진 체 다기 디급수 디인사레 팔지 못이와디
띵인진
체메바
참메바다
라서
어디 저인사
라서
콘셉트 빼서 야고요
라서
테레 처럼네 존네 상기 고마 토브로 입을까 전타세그리 디 파드 샹주 셈비 등엔전 세텔라 빼면서 그 마음으로 돼요 등엔전 참메바 세디 빼는 희생은 또 따위 나라라 등엔전 무송을 깔라 등엔전 약적 마음 송요 어디 참해봐 세는데
the limitless, you're talking about the limitless samadhi, right? Limitless samadhi. Dana mogi laya danda di tingzin tse meba dang namgyu nganzu ki tingzin shigi wa o dingi chikpa regi khaga re da ola ido.
띵즈 참해봐 세는 마음 송래 말도 얘네 등엔전 랑래 등엔전 마음 송거
Regarding the meaning, there's no difference between the samadhi or the like limitless samadhi, but the limitless samadhi is some kind of like having like more deeper, going to the more deeper samadhi. So if we talk about the nature or the main meaning, there's no difference, but the tseme is like known as limitless. So it described as like going very deep into your samadhi to know to like attain the enlightenment. Yeah.
샹제 셈비 람냠네 깔라 등엔전 빼 마음 요래 송거 다 돈다
So
what is necessary to go to this samadhi?
Pardon?
How to go to this samadhi?
The things that same like also yang kandisine panyam silengore da like
망고요 시비고 등엔전 망고 거래
so it says that many different kind of like samadhi. It is explained in like the Buddha Shakyamuni Sutra that we have like limitless many different kind of samadhi things in.
손원대 담제 수관이 도면이 베다나 방시티 기가나 제발론 주바에 스핀 소렌 조와